Don't look away. Dude, I'm just trying to keep it together.
All right, Real in the Field episode 10. We are here. We've done 10 of these bad boys.
Yeah.
And big shout out to our sponsors, our 4 sponsors who have been with us this entire ride. We've got cigarspots.com. Obviously, use promo code TonyJoe if you're going to get yourself 20% off your purchase. ExecutiveHomeConstruction.com. If you want to get yourself a free estimate on a home remod or pretty much anything that you need in your home remodeling needs. Caliber Real Estate Group, which is my brokerage, big shout out to them. CaliberRE.net. Visit them for any of your home selling or purchase needs. And then finally, our favorite, DK Donuts.
DK's.
DK's Donuts of Orange at DK's Donuts Orange. Follow them on Instagram. Go in and get yourself a chocolate bar,
That's
a
right.
glazed donut, a cronut.
Yep.
Cronut's been flying off the shelf since we've mentioned them on this podcast, by the way.
Hey, so my brother,
Yeah.
he came by the other day to pick up my oldest son again.
Yeah.
And they were headed to school, and I'm like, oh, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm going to try the cronut.
Oh, yeah.
Is that all right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
He was going with the sugar one.
Sugar one's good.
Yeah.
Sugar one is really good. And you can't go wrong with either one of those. But yeah, the cronut is it's a solid choice.
Yeah.
It's not the
I
normal.
gotta try it.
Yeah, you gotta give it a shot next time you're like cruising down Chapman Avenue. Stop in, get yourself a little cronut, some donut holes, something. Pick
Yeah.
something up.
Right on.
But yeah, thank you to all our sponsors this season. And I say season because this is season 1. This is coming to an end. We're our format here. We're going to be doing 10 episodes in a season, and this is episode 10. So we're wrapping up season 1. We're going to come back next season, season 2. We'll do 10 more episodes in season 2. But for now, this is the season finale.
The finale. I can't believe it. You remember how all this started, by
Yeah.
the way? I know
Yeah.
we talked about it in our opener,
Yeah,
but
episode 1.
yeah, how we were just hanging out at your pad during Christmas,
Yeah,
and we just kind of like talked about, we should do a podcast.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do a certain name,
Yeah.
but it didn't happen, and then next thing you know, we're here, and
yeah. Here we are, 10 episodes
Yeah.
in, about 10-ish hours of
Yeah.
recording our, like we said in that first episode, our stupid thoughts. And like people have enjoyed it. We've gotten some good feedback from people, friends and strangers. We have listeners in different countries. We got our Belgian buddy who's still listening and enjoying.
Yeah.
Still hasn't reached out, so I don't know what your problem is. Reach out, send us an email, drop a dime.
yeah, seriously.
But no, it's been cool. Yeah, from that first start when we were in my kitchen or dining room, wherever we were at, having some beers and just talking about this thing that we were gonna do, and have it turn into this. A couple sponsors later, it's a really cool thing that I think we've done here. We've had 10 episodes of doing it. 10 episodes of kind of figuring out like what we're doing, how we're doing it, figuring out the format.
Yeah.
And then figuring out like, what we've learned kind of along the way. So I guess that's the question. What have you learned in these 10 episodes?
From sitting with you for like 10
Yeah,
hours,
yeah.
like 10 hours now.
I mean, that's all just like what's been kind of put out there, but it's
true.
been well over.
That's true.
It's been kind of like months of just sitting down, kind
Yeah.
of chit chat. So what have you learned? What have you taken away from this? What have you learned from the show?
I've learned real estate 101,
Yeah,
right? I literally knew nothing. So that first episode, if people go back and watch it and they think I'm playing coy, playing dumb, that was legit. Like I literally didn't know anything.
yeah,
But now like equity, interest rates, credit, like just staging, how you took us through that, and remods and like all that stuff.
yeah,
Like I really didn't know like a whole lot of it.
yeah,
And you gave the rundown of the whole thing, and now I kind of get it, and I can participate in conversations.
yeah.
So when people at work are like talking about stuff, I'm like, yeah, like
Yeah.
I kind of get it, and I can, contribute a little bit, and I feel more comfortable and a little bit more confident with the topic.
Dude,
So,
that's really awesome. I mean, because it could be a little intimidating without
yeah,
like really knowing like what any of this stuff means. And it's like, all right, yeah, you can Google some stuff, but to get like the full big picture of what some of this stuff is and what it means,
yeah,
it's tough if you just don't have it like broken down into layman's terms.
yeah,
Dude, that's awesome. Oh, I'm glad that you could take something from this and learn like, whatever it is that like I've had to like offer in the
yeah,
in the learning department.
yeah,
But I mean, I feel like what you've given in this podcast and what you've taught, a lot of the pardon the pun, but the X's and O's about football, about coaching. One of the big takeaways that I think that thinking back on some of the episodes, and one in particular, is like hearing you talk about coaching staffs,
oh
coaching
yeah,
staffing, and like how it is to incorporate a new person into your staff. I think that's a perspective that no one's really ever shared. Any of the podcasts that I've listened to about sports or any kind of anybody talking about bringing in a new coach. I mean, you get the kind of like the general kind of are they going to mesh well and things like that. But to
yeah,
hear it broken down so specifically and how you do the interview process and to see how a coach takes a play, breaks it down, and then how you can kind of figure out how this coach coaches by just breaking down a play and then seeing like how he would coach a player. It was a really cool insight,
yeah,
something that like I've never heard before. And we've been watching sports, playing sports, and been involved in sports for practically all our lives.
yeah,
And that's a perspective that I've never had before. So that was like one of the my standout moments of like what I've learned
yeah.
from this pod was that getting that perspective from you. It was really cool. I really like appreciate it. I'm sure a lot of our listeners did too.
That's good. I'm glad I contributed, something.
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
yeah,
absolutely. No, it was a really cool learning experience and getting that insider kind of perspective.
yeah.
Yeah.
So as I've kind of thought about this, like this being the season finale and stuff like that, have you become better from doing this? Like, has it made you better? This entire process, these 10 weeks,
Yeah.
like all this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
have you become better? You think?
Yeah, for me, 100%. Yeah, I think one, being able to kind of exercise that part of real estate and kind of talk about this stuff and kind
Sure.
of break it down. It's helped kind of exercise that part of it and explain it and kind of give it in a palatable way, deliver it to people in a way, or just deliver it to you,
Yeah.
and kind of take you as the audience that is listening, and kind of treat you as like everybody who's listening, and say, all right, here's kind of like the 101 of real estate. Here's the specifics of this particular thing, and breaking it down in a way that makes it easier to consume. It's helped me to just use that, like how I've broken it down and how I've explained it here, and then kind of transfer that over just into the real world and talking to people and delivering it in that same kind of fashion, same way.
Well, that kind of goes to when you teach something,
Yeah.
you're learning it, yourself.
Oh, for sure.
Because you're delivering it, and it's just,
Yeah.
yourself relearning it, or, it's really getting embedded in there.
Yeah, well, that's like kind of like what you're talking about with coaching. Like, if you can't deliver this in a way that lets somebody understand this, then
Yeah.
that tells me that you don't
you
understand
don't
it
get it,
yourself. So, being that, being able to just deliver this in a way that is consumable and deliver it in a way that people can like take it, understand it, and just put it into layman's terms.
Yeah.
You're right. Like it does help me to kind of re-understand the things
Yeah.
that I'm even talking about.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, for that reason, not just that reason alone, but yeah, it's definitely made
you better.
Made me better. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, no, I definitely think so. Like, this whole process has made me kind of push myself a little bit to like get out there
Yeah.
and try to be creative.
Oh yeah.
And just kind of relax a little bit and go with the flow and have fun. It's been good.
Yeah.
I've, really enjoyed it, and
I think for me, like seeing, just like there's a little peek behind the curtains, but seeing, a lot of like the segments that we kind of come up with, or I shouldn't say we come up with, that you come up with, dude, you've been like a big driver of this, like, you put on your producer hat, and like a lot of these segments that we do are, to your credit, you come up with a lot of those things. You are like coming up with some really cool, fun ideas. So just, from this point of view, like, dude, just see that creative side of your brain kind of going to work and coming up with some fun ideas.
Yeah.
Dude, it's really cool. It's good. It's cool seeing like that side. We've been friends for forever, and obviously I've always known that you're a creative person. That clay model of yourself that you made in high school is evident of that.
Oh my God. Ceramics class. Oh my gosh. Too good.
But seeing this, like, kind of, seeing every week, seeing like the new stuff come out, things that you're thinking about, creative stuff that you've come out with, dude, it's been really cool to see that part too. So
thank you.
I think you've been better. To answer your question for you.
There you go.
Yes, you've become better because of this.
No, and for you, I feel like you've done a good job, again, explaining the real estate stuff to me and putting it in a way to where even I can understand it.
Yeah.
Right. And then just relaying the messages properly, and it's been really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then it drives it home for yourself and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Dude, it's been fun. It's been a good experience. We're going to get into more of the past 10 episodes. This is segment 1. So we'll come back in segment 2. We're not going to do these, fun games. You put your creative hat aside for this week. We're just going to do some like recap and some fun moments that we've had from the past 9 episodes.
Yep.
And then, so we'll come back in this after this break. We'll hear from our sponsor, CigarSpots.com, one last time in this season, and then we'll come back with some recaps from top moments of the past season. Today's episode is brought to you by Cigar Spots of Orange. Cigar Spots is Orange County's premier local cigar shop located in the Circle of Orange, offering brands such as Tatuay, My Father Cigars, Padron, Arturo Fuente, and much more. Cigar Spots offers local pickup, and they're the only cigar shop in Orange County to offer home delivery service. Special offer for Real in the Field listeners, visit their website today at www.cigarspots.com and enter promo code TonyJoe to receive 20% off your purchase. That's code TonyJoe at checkout for a 20% discount only for our listeners. Visit cigarspots.com today. All right, and we are back. Thank you to cigarspots.com for their continued support. And thank you guys for visiting cigarspots.com and using the promo code TonyJoe for your 20% off your purchase. So thanks to everybody involved. So here we are in segment 2. We've got our top moments of the 9 episodes that we've done.
All right.
You want to start with
yours?
Go first? Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so I was shocked when we were talking about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And we were talking about Rihanna and her Super Bowl performance. And how she was like all, she was all right. She had the marshmallow guys running around and stuff. And that dude almost fell.
Right.
How you knew and had a top 3 Super Bowl performances.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
Those are, Well, for one, those 3 that I named are like ingrained in my brain forever. I can like play out
I
those.
didn't like think of that until you brought it up.
Yeah.
When you brought it up, then I remembered the Michael Jackson staring off.
Yep.
The Prince in the rain.
Oh,
and then
man.
the Snoop Dogg and everybody.
All right, so I think I watched the Purple Rain Super Bowl halftime performance by Prince probably every year, like around Super Bowl. Like whenever the conversation starts about Super Bowl halftime performance, who's going to be performing?
Yeah.
Immediately it comes to my mind, and I have to. It's like kind of like an itch that I have to scratch. I have to go on YouTube, find that clip and then rewatch
Okay,
it.
other than the Super Bowl performance, are you a Prince guy?
No, not really. That's what's so
No,
odd
neither am
about
I.
this.
Neither am I. I don't really get it. I don't get it.
No, I mean, look, I think he's a talented artist, and it was
He's like
like
really
a brilliant.
little, right?
He's like a small guy. Yeah, he's a petite man.
You hear that, Prince?
Yeah. Rest in peace. But no, but
Prince
there's
is
no.
dead?
Oh yeah, dude, he died like 5 years ago.
When did Prince die?
5 years ago.
From what?
Like a drug overdose. I think he was taking like prescription drugs or something, and he like had one too many.
What?
Yeah, dude, he's gone.
Are you sure?
I am 100% sure.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, we can do a fact check after this
This
episode,
shows
but
how much I don't know about this. Ooh, my bad.
but he is no doubt that he is like an amazing like
Yeah.
performer, and he is like one of our like one of the best musicians of our lifetime.
Yeah, yeah.
And so there's two videos that Prince videos that I love watching. One is that Super Bowl halftime performance because that's like one of the best, or
Okay.
probably not, if not the best. And the other one is when maybe I've showed you this video before. So I think it's at it might be him playing with Eric Clapton. They're at like like some ceremony. It's like I forget what ceremony it is, but
Okay.
it's like they're inducting somebody in the Hall of Fame or something like that. One of the best guitarists. Prince is playing his guitar, and he's just like just ripping shit, like just like going nuts on his
Yeah.
guitar. And I think it was almost because I think it's because he got snubbed as like one of the best like guitarists of all time, and he was like trying to like show everybody.
Yeah.
Like just how good of a guitarist he was. So he was just like going ham on his guitar.
Yeah.
And dude, it was the song was Gently Weeps. My guitar gently weeps.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Dude, he's like going like nuts on the solo, and the song ends, and he's just like playing it out, like just going like rip shit, going crazy. He takes off his guitar, he fucking throws it in the air and walks away. And the guitar just never falls. I have no idea where it goes. Nobody
What?
knows where it goes. It's one of the coolest, craziest, badass like videos of all time. You guys
Wow.
see it if you
I've
haven't
never
seen
seen
it.
it.
Yeah, I don't know what you would Google. You can probably Google
Prince guitar
Prince
in the air?
guitar disappear. I bet you, and then that video would show up.
All right, I'll try it.
Yeah, I think he's playing with Eric Clapton or. Oh God, I can't remember who he's playing with. But either way, look up that video. It's pretty badass.
All right.
Throws up the guitar and just walks off like a badass, and the guitar like never comes down.
All right. Yeah, we give Prince a huge plug right there for a guy we're not huge fans of. All right.
Yeah, but that halftime performance and those two videos are like top two of all time.
All right. I'm good with that. All right.
Oh man.
What do you got? What are some that sticks out in your head?
Well, I mean, I guess on the same topic of Super Bowl, like our Super Bowl recap pod, like the episode that we did when we just recapped the Super Bowl. There's not like a moment that sticks out, like a specific moment. More so, just like it was almost kind of like, all right, here's like Super Bowl. Here's the pinnacle of sports, of fandom, of like football. And just being able to like kind of chop it up with you about that on camera, on like to record it. Because we've had these conversations millions of times. Every Super Bowl that has come and gone, we've had these conversations.
Yeah.
We've done the the Monday morning.
Now it's just on the internet.
Yeah, now it's just on the internet for everybody to hear and
Yeah.
to see. But we've done that Monday morning quarterback, like what could have done, what we would have done, what should have been done.
Yeah.
And going through like all the plays and but it was just kind of fun, like it was fun to talk about it, record it, put it out there for everybody to see, and kind of just see like people's reaction about it.
I liked the Would You Rather episode where we talked about would you want 25K or would you want me to have would you want me to have 100K?
And making the pact.
And then it was like, wait, do I know that you're getting it or do you know that I'm getting it? And it's like, Nah, dude, come on. Like, there's a check here and there's a check here. Like, you got to pick. I like that one. That was good.
That was
fun.
good. And I still stand to that pact. If anybody approaches us with that scenario,
100%.
like know that the other person gave something up.
100%.
And yeah, one of us has got to get our beak wet on that.
Yeah, I got it. No, you're good.
On the Would You Rather, that same episode,
Yeah.
the would you rather have a chef or a maid?
Yes.
Right?
Dude, you totally convinced me to go with the maid.
Dude, and
Totally
I
did.
stand
Dude,
by it. Yeah.
I was dead set on a chef
Yeah.
coming in. And then after you talked, and dude, ever since that episode too, when I'm like picking stuff up at the house, I'm cleaning toys up. I'm like, man, I need a maid so bad.
How sweet would it be
Yes.
to have like
Yes.
somebody just do all this stuff for me 24/7?
Yeah, you were totally right about that one. So thanks for convincing me on that one.
Yeah.
I got to invest in a maid. And figure it out. I remember your rock analogy.
Oh, the rock analogy. Yeah.
When we were talking about
Yeah.
lifting weights
Yep.
and the kids from Elmo were doing our Max Week
Yeah.
and talking about carrying the rock every day to
Yeah.
move that pile.
Moving that pile.
And you know, able to get a big number that you're proud of
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
But you got to
I thought it was
do
cool.
you got to
You
do
gotta
the
do it
everyday
daily,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, and like moving that pile is what's going to get you. I mean, that's like a good analogy. Like for any, I mean, you can apply that
Yeah,
to
for
just like
anything,
anything.
really, yeah.
You know, you need to get a job done, whatever that job is, as monotonous and mundane. Even like, dude, laundry, picking up, like doing dishes and all that. I mean, that is like that is moving rocks, a pile of rocks from one spot to the other. But you know, you can use that. You can apply it to everything. Any
Yeah.
kind of like task that needs to be done. Just like look at it as like I need to move this pile from here to there, and I can bitch and moan about it, or I can just get moving and just start moving that pile.
Yeah.
And with every movement that you're making, the more the shorter the time is between every move, the quicker you're going to move that pile. So get over the bitching, get over the
Yeah.
moaning, just move the pile.
Just do it, yeah.
You know, and that job might be hitting 250 bench, or it might be, you know, doing X, Y, or Z in your job, finishing that whatever. But as long as you just kind of like get moving and just
Yeah.
move that pile, you'll
That
get
was
to where
good.
you need to
I
be.
really like that.
Yeah.
And then I got feedback from that from one of our listeners, a guy that I coach with. He's like, I really like that rock.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Well, feel free to use it. That's all yours.
Yeah, thank you. I will. Yeah.
So again, kind of going like broad strokes of like, you know, favorite moments for me is like the envelope or the envelope.
Oh gosh, that episode.
It was a fun episode.
So good.
Dude, Big Dog came through big with that
Yes.
episode, with
Yes.
with that segment.
Yeah. Well, your joke that got edited out is probably the top moment.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
That was pretty
so
fun.
many people after that episode. I got
Oh,
so
I
many
know. Want to
message-
know?
oh,
Want to know what the
so
punchline
many,
is?
so many messages of, I gotta know the punchline of that joke. I gotta know the punchline. And all my answer was, because I tried to deliver the punchline once, and I did it no justice.
Yeah.
And so after that, when people asked me, I was like, next time
Yeah.
they hang out with you, you gotta tell them. Like, that's all I said. I was like, I can't do it.
Dude, it's a pretty solid joke.
Yeah.
I will say, all right, so the first time I heard that joke was from Chris Hurd.
Yeah.
Chris Hurd told me that joke, and then I just kind of, you know, assumed it and then like use it from that point forward.
Yeah.
It's a solid joke.
Well, that's like all jokes. Like,
Oh,
you
dude, they
gotta-
all
yeah, you
start
gotta hear
from
'em.
somewhere,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. I mean, it's not like I would have made up any joke.
Yeah.
But no, that was a solid. It was a solid joke, solid segment. I think all those questions in that segment were pretty
Yeah.
solid. And like, you know, whether they made you kind of think or made you, you know, kind of made you laugh. It was like there was some good stuff in that
Yeah.
segment.
So the embarrassing portion, remember that it was like, what's your most embarrassing?
Oh, right.
Right. And, or, oh, no, not the embarrassing, your irrational fear.
Oh,
Your
right.
irrational fear.
Yeah,
So I talked about heights and stuff.
yeah.
So my brother the other day, he was like, hey, listen to that episode. He's like, I thought the irrational fear, you were going to tell your skating story.
Skate.
Skating.
Okay.
Roller skating.
Oh.
Have I ever told you the story?
No, like four-wheel like skating?
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know how to skate.
Yeah.
And I had a really bad experience when I was a kid. You know, Holiday Skate Rink?
Of course, everyone
Okay.
does.
Right. So I'm at Holiday Skate. Have I ever told you this?
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever heard a story with you.
Okay, so is that
I mean, unless it involves DJ Pat. Was he DJing at the time?
I was young. I was young.
Okay.
So I'm at Holiday Skate Rink, and they got the lights going and all this stuff, and I'm like
Yeah.
out there and I'm like trying to like figure it out, and I can't really skate. And that guy, the DJ comes on, is like, "All right, we're gonna play red light, green light, right, and all that." And I panicked, and I
Dude, I have heard this story. Yeah.
I panicked and I ate it really bad. And so like people are coming and going, and it was packed. And people are coming and going on the rink, dude. And I just started crawling, and so I'm crawling off, and there was a mom, and her face is burnt into my brain. There was a
Yeah.
mom looking down at me, and she
Dude,
started
I
laughing.
do remember this.
She
Yeah.
started laughing, like hard laughing,
Oh, dude, what a beat.
as I'm like on all fours, like on my way. And then
man.
the second I hit the carpet, I was like, this is not for me.
Never getting on these
I was
guys
like,
again.
I am done with that.
I am in line from this point forward.
So he was like, yeah, I thought you were going to tell that irrational fear. And I'm like, nah.
Oh, man.
Well, now I told it. So
Yeah.
either way. But yeah. So
Dude, I mean that's a heartbreaking story too. I feel like the other one was just as like heartbreaking.
yeah.
I forget. Wait, what was the first
No,
one?
the embarrassing one.
Oh, Milo. Yeah,
Milo, the perv.
yeah. Fucking guy.
Yeah.
That guy.
That guy still owes me an apology. Anyone knows that guy.
Yeah, we're gonna reach out to his representatives and
Seriously, call like his agent. Handsome perv. That guy. I really liked when we were talking when we did our episode of How Well Do You Know Me,
yeah.
and you told, or I never knew it about you, but how you like picked watermelons and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, and your first job, like that was really cool.
Yeah.
I never knew all
12
that.
years old, out in the fields of Oxnard, just out in
Stacking
the hot,
pallets.
in the hottest sun. Like, I mean, Oxnard, the summer in Oxnard, I mean, that is like one of the hottest places on the planet, I feel like. And to be out there, I feel like it was one of those times too where like, you know, people said like, oh, don't drink water, you'll cramp up.
Water's for the weak.
So dude, just out there, just dehydrated, you know, just like about to pass out from just like having a heat stroke. No, it was pretty grueling work, but yeah, dude, it galvanized me and like really kind of instilled that work
part
ethic.
was like cool though.
Yeah.
Where you like, you know, the work ethic and stuff.
Oh yeah, you can miss that part of it if you just kind of look at it from just like the surface of just like doing some like really like tough, like, you know, 12-year-old kid doing some like really tough work. But underneath that kind of work and just seeing what it takes to earn $25 was something that, you know, like I said in that episode, is something that still lives on in me and
That's cool.
still like
That's
makes
really
me
cool.
you know, makes me work super hard for everything, you know, everything that I got and everything that I will get. It's like it's all kind of based in that like
that's awesome.
picking watermelons in
Yeah.
Oxnard in 108-degree weather.
See, I think that's so cool because like nowadays, like, you know, parents don't want their kids to work or kids don't really want to work, and it's like
Yeah.
kind of whatever. Or it's like, oh no, you got to shelter them from that stuff. It's like, dude, I got my first job when I was 15 years old.
Oh yeah.
Like
Out there doing work.
and I'm still working. I'm gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, and generations before us, they started work super young.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No,
You
I
just,
think it
like-
gives you character.
Yeah.
I think it's a big, it's
a good lesson.
It's a good lesson to learn for sure. Like, I mean, like facing adversity, because that is, I mean, you want to talk about an adverse position, you know, facing adversity and being out there and having to navigate that, you know, having to navigate coming in and out of consciousness because you're getting a heat stroke.
Oh my god.
No, it wasn't that bad. It was pretty bad, but it wasn't like to that extreme. But no, it's just, you know, using hyperbole. Just
Do watermelon? How do they grow?
they grow in the ground. They grow off of vine.
But aren't they? They're a fruit,
Yeah,
so it's not necessarily a tree. But
it's not a tree. No,
but it's above ground.
It's above ground.
Right.
Yeah, it's above ground. They grow I mean, it's a small plant. I mean, it's like a strawberry. Like if you were to
Okay.
see a strawberry, like how that grows. So I mean, it's backbreaking work. You know, it's not like you're
Is it hard to get them off the vine?
No, not too much. Like it's just like a little yank. It's not.
Like nothing that you remember that was like.
No, not. I mean, like when you say not hard, like yeah, like put it into context. Like
Right.
you're out in the middle of a field, like bent over, picking up like I don't know, what does a watermelon weigh? At least a pound and a half,
Oh, I would. Yeah.
probably three. Let's say three, just for
Yeah.
argument's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3
And
pound
it's a
thing.
weird shaped three. Like you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's not like.
Oh,
a-
dude, some were oblong and like yeah, like oval shaped. Yeah, every once you'll get those like the rounded like seedless
Yes.
ones that are like
Yeah.
really nice and oval. But oh, dude, get some like
Yeah.
some funky shaped one, and you gotta like throw that thing over your shoulder.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, that's what. Yeah, but to go back to it, I never knew that about you, and that was good to hear. That was
Yeah,
good.
yeah, that was a pretty good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm trying to think of that same episode of what. Well, okay, now like I know your birthday, April 10th.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, right around the corner.
Right around the corner. Yeah, what are we? A couple of days away. I gotta
Yeah.
get you a present.
Don't please don't.
I'll at minimum call you.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, at minimum I won't forget.
There you go. I'll take that.
Well, and if I do, I'll just go back to that episode.
Oh yeah. But no.
Okay, hold on. Listen, I was like thinking about it, and I was like, I did remember your birthday, and I knew it was April 10th, but I just kind of was like floating like a couple days in like my head, and I just couldn't remember like which one it was. But it was always there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just
Okay.
wasn't like it wasn't implanted.
That makes me feel better. That makes me feel better. Thanks. If that was your way of apologizing, that was great.
I do apologize, and from this point forward, okay, like
It's
that.
all good.
Wait, hold
It's
on.
all
Like that woman whose face is seared into your mind,
Yes.
who was
Yes.
who was laughing at you,
Yeah.
when you were like
On
scrambling,
hands and knees.
when you were scrambling trying to get off that waxed floor. April 10th is seared into my brain,
go.
just as that woman's
you go.
face is seared into yours.
There you go. Appreciate it. All right. What else you got?
all right.
Other parts of the show.
I think dude, all right. So the theme song was a
from
big
Blake,
moment.
yeah.
Big
cool.
moment. Being a huge Name Taken fan and listening to that. If you guys, I mean, I know we've said it before, but if you haven't listened to Name Taken, go listen to Hold On. That's their album that they came out with. I forget the year, 2000 something, early 2000s. But dude, that album, I mean, even if we weren't friends with Blake and Chad and everybody, and just like that was like a standalone, just like we heard it,
Yeah.
you would still appreciate that album and really enjoy it. So if you guys are into that kind of style of, I mean, what would you classify it as?
It's a little bit of mix of like kind of punk, kind of rock, kind of
Alternative.
alternative. Yeah.
Yeah. I think just kind of like Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco.
Yeah, a little blend of
A blend of like those kinds of bands like
little
during
pieces
that
of
era.
everything, and they make it their own.
Yeah. But no, an awesome album, and just in its own right, just like listen to it, enjoy it. If you haven't seen it or if you haven't heard it before, go and listen to that album. It's great. So having our theme song, a name taken. Well, it's not. I shouldn't say it's name taken. It's
Blake.
Blake Means who made that song.
Yeah.
And to have that on our podcast was really cool. That was a cool moment.
Yeah. It was nice of him to do that.
Yeah.
Someone who was on the Warped Tour and
Dude.
played with like really big bands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he does
Oh, well,
our-
dude, a Name Taken. So Name Taken, one of their songs is Panic at the Disco. Or sorry, not their songs, but one of their lyrics in their songs.
Yeah.
And obviously Panic at the Disco went on to use that lyric as their name of the band when they were touring with them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a little piece of
Little info.
a little info for you.
Yeah.
But dude, that was a really cool moment. Like to have that. One of the things that kind of came out of this was that, and being like a big Name Taken fan, and having that song now kind of live in something that we created. You know, it was really cool. Like, you know, two kind of creative things coming together to make this fun thing. To have that theme song, as you know, from the mind of Blake Means, from Name Taken, was just like a cool association to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, our overrated, underrated, or just right.
Oh man, that was a good game.
And we worked it in twice.
Yeah.
Remember, we did it with TV shows.
Yes.
And we did it with bands.
Yeah.
With bands. And then I never knew this about you, how much you hate U2.
I do. Oh, after
you talked about them twice.
Oh yeah. So oh yeah, right. Yeah, in the top 10.
Yeah.
Dude, after we even like talked about that, I feel like it was I don't know, it was just like stuck somewhere in the zeitgeist, and it revealed itself again because it came up in my playlist again after we talked about that. Yeah. And maybe it just wasn't on my radar before, and I just kind of skipped through it without thinking about it. But then I heard it when it came on, and I was like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. He's embedded himself in my life.
Stupid glasses.
Stupid glasses that don't reflect any sunlight at all.
What a guy. What a guy, that guy.
Dude, but yeah, no, those were some pretty fun moments, some cool moments over the past 9 episodes. They've been, we've learned, I think we learned a lot about each other, about ourselves individually. And I think, overall it's just been like a fun, like 9 episodes of just kind of sitting, hanging out, shooting the breeze, talking sports.
And you believe in UFOs. I didn't know that.
All right. Well, again, it's not so much like UFOs as much as it's just believing in the like.
Oh, you're playing the math game.
Well, that's what I'm just going like possibility. I think it's just more. I'm a believer in the statistical, like probability than I am the like statistical impossibility.
There you go.
So if it was just 50-50, I would lean 51 to there being some sort of life form on the other side.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Not this guy. Not this guy. Not having it.
Not a Sasquatch.
No way, dude. We just want it so bad. Oh, okay. So my sister-in-law, she watched the Believe It or Not episode.
Yeah.
And she sent me a screenshot of like, there's been other countries where they talk about UFOs. It's just not here in the U.S. and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, hey.
See? Yeah, they exist somewhere.
I know. But, still don't believe.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, those are some good moments.
Yep.
More in next season. But in the meantime, we're going to take a break. We'll hear from our sponsor at executivehomeconstruction.com. We'll take a break. We'll come back. And then in the next segment, we're going to change it up again. We're not going to do that same format. We're going to come back and do just some more kind of recapping on the season and talk about some stuff to come. All right, we'll be back. Today's episode is brought to you by Executive Construction. As an Orange County-based general contractor, Executive Construction has been able to bring a new approach and method for delivering successful residential construction, such as home remodeling, room addition, tenant improvements, and more. Their work ethic and culture have helped them attract the most experienced, quality-driven, and honest team members, subcontractors, architects, and designers. They have the capabilities and experience to handle a complete project from start to finish. Contact Executive Construction today for a free quote at 714-497-7406. All right, and we are back. Thank you to our sponsor, Executive Home Construction, Brent Smith. Yeah. Give him a call. You heard the number in the spot there. Give him a call if you want to get yourself a quote and let him know that we sent you.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to continue on with some reflection on this past season. Here's one thing that we wanted to, or what we're talking about, like what we want to do in this last segment is what did we learn about ourselves? So what did you learn about yourself over the course of these 9 episodes? I mean, look, there's a lot of recording time that we've done here.
Yeah.
A lot of talking into a mic. What'd you learn? What'd you learn about yourself?
Um, I learned that it's okay to kind of put yourself out there. Usually I'm kind of shy and reserved, and until I warm up to somebody and kind of
Yeah, sure.
remove the little tiny
shield.
barrier. Yeah, you know what I mean. Until you get to that point,
Yeah.
um, but it was good, and it kind of made me come out of my shell a little bit.
Yeah.
And what I think I really enjoyed is that it's something new.
Yeah.
With life, you kind of get into a routine. You do this, you do this, you take care of these little kids, and then you do, and you just kind of go and go. And this was something new, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm a pro by any means, like the farthest thing from it, but it's something that I have, really enjoyed.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Dude, you chipped away at those 10,000 hours, right?
Yeah.
We'll get to that point where you are a pro
Yeah.
at doing this, or both of us.
Yeah, it's been awesome, and
Yeah.
I think it's been good for me to kind of get out there.
Yeah, yeah. I think as long as I've known you, which has been, a ton of time,
Yeah.
I think that's, yeah, I mean, yeah, I can safely say, you are a creature of habit. Like, do what you
Yeah.
do, and, getting out of your element a little bit maybe kind of is not like in your kind of natural way of doing things. I mean, but that's a great thing for consistency. It's a great thing in a partner. It's a great thing in a friend to just know that you can always count on Joe to be this. When you need him to be this, he is this, and that kind of consistency is great because you're a reliable person in those things. You can just kind of count on you for those things. So, I mean, I am happy that this has kind of gotten you a little bit out of that. Not to say that it's like a bad thing in any means, like it's a really positive thing, but if it's kind of like, broken you out of that a little bit to kind of get out and do something that is maybe not your normal, what you would normally do. That's really positive.
Yeah, and when you do something that's uncomfortable, or you do something that's difficult for yourself,
Yeah.
that's the only time that you're really like growing and getting better.
Dude, push yourself. Yeah.
You got to push yourself. There's an old, it's an old like saying and story to where they planted a bunch of trees, and they put them in a greenhouse, and they watered them, and they gave them sunlight, protected them, and they like made these beautiful trees.
Yeah.
Well, when they took the greenhouse off, the trees just blew over.
Yeah.
Because they didn't do anything difficult. They
Yeah.
weren't exposed to the wind. They weren't exposed to weather. They weren't exposed to animals.
Yeah.
They didn't have to be tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Atrophied. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they didn't grow strong type
Yeah.
of deal. And you only grow strong by facing adversity, facing the wind, facing the elements.
Yeah.
And so I feel like this is kind of cool. It's like making me face something that I never thought I would have to like kind of do. So it's been good. It's been fun.
No, I do appreciate that part too, because it is it's a difficult thing to just, put our thoughts out there for people to hear, It's a vulnerable thing to just kind of put it out there.
And share some of the stories that we've shared.
Yeah, share some of the stories, share some of the, just
Yeah.
even our thoughts on like how we feel about certain things.
Yeah.
Not everybody can do that and just kind of put it out there for everybody to hear.
Yeah.
But being that we have both done this together, you've done it, and we've both kind of gotten out of our element and just like put this out, and for better for worse, like let people listen to it.
Yeah.
And taking the feedback, good or bad, whatever it was.
No.
I mean, we've gotten some good feedback from people. We've gotten a lot of cool responses from our inner circle and just out there, just like random people.
What about you? What did you learn about yourself?
I think a lot of kind of what you're talking about too is like putting yourself out there and like pushing yourself to do something. I think we've hit deadlines. Like we've had a like timeline on what we wanted to do, and pushing ourselves to do this, coming up with stuff creatively, putting all this stuff together, and then kind of throwing it out there. I think it's it made me kind of realize like, all right, there's a couple creative bones in this body over here.
Yeah.
And putting some of this stuff together and sending it out. And
Does it
figuring
make
out-
you appreciate people who can really like pump out some really like good stuff? Whether
Oh,
it be
yeah.
a movie, whether it be a
dude,
show.
the production that goes into all of this.
Yeah.
I mean, just even thinking about the production in this and what we do, there's so much of the programs that you have to use, the interface, the microphones, the like computers, all of that. I mean, there's so much that goes into it. It does
And
give
that's
you
all.
appreciation.
That's all you, by the way. So
Yeah.
everyone knows that's. Yeah.
I've had to like, and I think to go back to your question, like to figure all that part out is been a huge accomplishment for me in figuring out how to like throw all this stuff online, put it out there. It's been pretty cool to just navigate that stuff and come out of it and see the benefits of it, seeing like the numbers, seeing like what people are watching, seeing people in different countries watching it, which is really crazy and cool. So yeah, it's been fun, and it's been a good like just lesson in what when we want to set out and to do something, like what we can accomplish individually and like collectively, and knowing that I got a good partner to do this with and navigate this stuff with and figure it out has been like really cool too.
You're nice. Get out of here. All right, so here's one for you. Let's say someone has watched all of the episodes.
Yeah.
Maybe they've watched and listened to a couple of them, whatever they've done. So from season 1,
Yeah.
what are 3 things you would want someone to leave with?
3 things. I guess, all right, first and foremost, it's be entertained. Because that was like for us from the onset was like, let's just throw something out there and like have people enjoy it and be entertained.
Yeah.
That was the goal from the start. And, I think we've, mixed in some things in between to make it, educational and informative. But, that's number one is like people come back, they want to keep listening because they have a good time listening. Number 2, I think would be, to be informative, kind of touching on what I just said a minute ago. We want to deliver, part of like what we were setting out to do was, be entertaining, but also give people some information, whether it be with real estate or with, insight into our opinions on sports or coaching. And having that perspective that maybe they wouldn't have had before, to get a peek into a coach's mind and a coach's process, and to hear what that is like and how it plays out, on the field, is that's one thing that we really wanted to kind of push and push forward. And then on the other side, which was on my side, which was real estate, is like push that side and really kind of give people who are listening to be entertained also walk away with some information. I think number 2 being it's like information, that's like a pretty important one.
Yeah.
Be informed. Like when you listen to our podcast, when you listen to us talk, we're going to entertain you. We're going to give you some some jokes and some fun times, but you're also going to walk away with some information on something that you maybe didn't know before. Whether that be something having to do with sports coaching or having to do with real estate, interest rates, different programs that that are offered through the state or whatever it is. You'll have some staging, things like that. You'll walk away with something, whether you're a home buyer, a home seller, a renter, a fan, want to be a coach someday. Maybe you coach your own like little league just to get some kind of insight in how that all works. That I think is what we want to, or what I want to like leave people with.
All right. What's the third?
And then number 3, I think, is just leave people with something to think about. I think we've, in some of the entertainment sections that we've done, we've tried to give somebody or give people something to think about, whether it's like top 10 bands of all time, we'll let you kind of come up with your own list, go away thinking about like what you would put in that top 10.
No, hey, true story. My dad calls me.
Yeah.
Right. And he's like, how did you guys not put Deep Purple on there? How did you not put, and I'm like, hey man, I went to a website and I found you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yes, absolutely. It has happened. Yeah.
So if it leaves people like, thinking about what they would do. Oh, like again, another example of that is Would You Rather? Talking about like would you rather have a chef or a maid? Same thing. Got calls from friends. Got a call from Chris. Like, I agree with you or I agree with Joe, kind of thing. Like I hear your point, but I would do this. If you can walk away just kind of having some, giving you some food for thought and make you think about something. Those are the three things that I would say.
That's cool.
Yeah. What about you? What do you want people to take away?
I think, just the main one, and I think I got one. I was just a positive feeling after you, like, completed the show.
Yeah.
It's just, there's a lot of like good and bad in the world, and there's division, and there's like certain things, and like, we don't want like any of that. We just want you to leave happy and leave on a positive note.
Yeah.
Whether it be because you got to listen to some football talk, you got to listen to some real estate talk.
Yeah.
You heard a funny story or like whatever it is. And I would just leave feeling good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I think most people who have listened to it, if they've listened to it once, they probably come back because of that.
Yeah.
It's a feel good, just, have a good time, listen to some stuff, get informed about a subject, and in a good short 45, 50, 38 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's been a good 9 episodes, 10 episodes now. Yep. We'll be back in the new season 2.
What do we got coming up?
Well, we're going to do some new stuff in this next season. We're going to...
This is the teaser part.
Yeah, this is the teaser.
This is where we hook you.
Yeah. So we got the wrap up that, we've gone through the last 9 episodes, and now we're going to tell you about season 2. We're going to come back in this next season. We're going to have some guests on.
We are.
We're going to do some guests.
We are.
Got some exciting stuff coming up.
Possibly some names that you've heard from season 1.
Probably some names that you haven't heard ever.
Yeah, that's true too.
We're going to bring some names, some new names, some names that you haven't heard. But either way, we're going to bring some guests on.
Yep.
Chop it up with them and see how they vibe here. We want to hear about like your feedback on the season. If you got some, whatever it is, good feedback, bad feedback, your memories, your best memories of the show, whatever you got, leave them in the comment section or email us or whatever. Any way that you want to deliver it, send us in like what your thoughts were for season 1, and let us know. That'll do it. That'll do it for season 1.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Dude, it was a good season.
Yeah.
Good season. Yeah. And we'll be back in season 2 with some new episodes. We'll take a small hiatus, maybe about a couple weeks or so. In the meantime, stay tuned for a new season of Real in the Field podcast. Thank you guys for listening thus far. And
thank you.
See you. And that was season 1 of Real in the Field podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like what you heard, like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Big shout out to Blake Means from Name Taken for the theme song. We'll be back with season 2 after a short hiatus. Until then, we'll talk to you.